Yo, Pedro,
What's up, brother?
you mind helping me out? You want to do a car video today?
Sure. What's up? What's the deal?
All right, we're gonna be talking about, I guess, some tips people can carry with them to the dealership.
All right, let's come up with 5 tips.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's
Cool.
help them out.
Got you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on Keeping It Real with Credit. I'm your host, Ray from Keeping It Real. And if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing because on this channel, we talk anything and everything regarding credit, personal finance, tips and tricks on real estate, automotive investments, you name it, you're definitely going to find it right here. Now, today's video and today's topic is going to be dedicated to you all that are in the hunt for your next vehicle, whether it's leased or financed. And we're going to be talking with our very own auto broker, Pedro from Miami Express Auto Lease, to talk about the 5 tips you need to carry with you next time you step into the dealership. Now, going on to tip number 1. If you have a trade-in, don't let the dealership know that you do until after you get a price on the new car without a trade-in. Why is that, Pedro?
So when you guys first go to dealerships to get a car, make sure that you get the payments on the new car before involving the trade-in. Okay, and also do your homework prior to going to the dealership because they're gonna want to appraise the trade-in at the dealership. Dealerships are notorious for giving you less money for your car, for the trade-in car, than either Carvana or CarMax does. So normally that's what I tell my clients. Let's get the car appraised first at Carvana or CarMax. That way we know what your true upside down is. If you're $2,000 upside down, then that means that it's just $60 that we're gonna have to add to the new car because for every $1,000 it's only $30, right? So find out what the new car payment is prior to you guys letting them know that. So that way when you go and let's say you negotiate a deal on a Honda Accord and it comes out to $300 a month, now you in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, I already know I'm $2,000 upside down, so my payment should be $360. So then after you negotiate the payment on the new car, that's when you're gonna ask them, hey, listen, I have a car that I want to trade in. What can you guys offer me for my trade-in? At that point, you already know that based on CarMax, for example, on CarMax appraisal, that you're $2,000 upside down. So they should either come back with a better appraisal. If they don't, then they must match it. If they can't match it, then obviously what's going to happen is now your upside down is going to be bigger and your payments are going to be higher. So always try to negotiate with them prior to you letting them know that there's a trade-in involved.
Awesome, man. Now, tip number 2. Sales guys love to ask, what are you looking to pay? Never disclose how much you can afford on your monthly payments.
Right, so you should never tell someone, listen, I'm willing to pay up to $500 because what happens if the car that you're looking for, what if you can get it for $350? You think that the guy is gonna tell you, hey, no worries, I know you're willing to pay $5, but you know what? I'm gonna get you the car for $350. Of course not. They're gonna try to make as much money off of you as possible. So what you always have to do is go in there, find out what they're selling you the car for, and after that, just try to negotiate the payments, right? Because again, I've had clients of mine, obviously, not everybody is ethical. I've had people that tell me, look, man, my budget is $400, and if I can get them the car that they want for less than that, I would. I've had clients that tell me my budget is $400, and I get them a car for $368. If it would have been somebody else, they might have told them, listen, it's $398, for example, to make extra money. So just keep that to yourself. Don't share what your budget is.
And now for tip number 3. Always get pricing without having to put any money down. It's actually not required.
Right. So guys, the reality is I structure the deals myself. For example, for my clients, I have the same program that the finance guys have. It doesn't matter if you're getting a car that's $20,000 or if you're getting a car that's $150,000. Like I've done Benzes that are $150,000 or Hondas that are $20,000. My clients don't have to put money down unless their credit scores are low or unless you're a first-time buyer, right? Because now the bank sees you as a risk, right? You've never proven that you can pay a car loan over a period of time, on time, or your credit score is low. So what happens is in those cases, the dealership loses control of the deal in the sense that now the bank is the one that determines what the initial down payment has to be, right? So, however, if your credit score is good and if you guys have prior car history, in your credit, then it's not required to put money down unless you're gonna get a Ferrari or a Lamborghini and things like that. Obviously, those loans are much larger. We're talking about loans that are $250,000 and up, and then the banks, they see it as a high risk to just finance a whole entire car in of that price. So
Tip number 4, don't shop based off of specials. They always favor the dealership, and make sure to read the small print, aka dealership disclosure.
yeah, so it's good he says that. It's good that you asked that. And the reason why, it's because I have clients that all the time send me, text me screenshots or email me dealership specials. Dealership specials are never going to favor the clients, you guys, okay? It's never going to favor you guys. People fail to read the small print all the time. In the small print, you're going to see usually it's a low mileage lease. It says 0 down, but 0 down doesn't mean 0 down, okay? When it's truly like no money out of pocket, it should say 0 due at signing. Meaning they're not going to charge you inceptions, meaning they're not going to charge you a dealership fee up front, the acquisition fee. They're not going to charge you the first month's payment, the tag. They're not going to charge you any of this, right? Normally, the way that I structure my deals is just first month due at signing and that's it. Because also when they do sign and drive, it's not like they're just giving you the first month's payment for free. What happens when you do sign and drive, for example, is that they divide your first payment into the other 35 payments if you're leasing, for example. And if you're financing and you do sign and drive, it's a little different because when you finance, you don't pay the car until after you drive it. But when you're leasing, you're actually paying it prior to driving it. So like, let's say I want to drive the car from February 1st through March 1st. I'm going to make the payment February 1st, which is going to allow me to drive the car through March 1st. When you're financing, you're going to drive the car, and after you drove the car for the month, at the end of the month, you make the payment on the car. Essentially, that's how leasing and financing works.
And we have tip number 5. Always make sure to get your monthly payments with taxes included.
Right. So one of the little dealership tricks that they love to play is that they may give you a number. They may say, listen, I got you right under 400. Your payments are 398. After you spend 4 hours there negotiating, you have a headache. Your kids are with you. They're crying. They're jumping around, running all around the dealership. They're hungry. People get impatient. People get tired. They spend hours at a dealership. I think we read a survey the other day that said like the average time at dealerships per client was about like 5.5 hours or something like that. 4.5, 5.5 hours. So obviously, it's something that takes a day, a whole entire day. People get tired, and so they play those mind games where now they told you, hey, I got you the car for $398, right under your budget. But then when you go and you meet the finance guy in the finance office and you're ready to sit down and sign, now it's no longer $398 because it was $398 prior to the taxes, and then you end up paying $420 something. So make sure that before you guys go into the finance office that the numbers are with taxes included.
Well, there you have it, guys. The top solid 5 tips you need to take out with you next time you step into the dealership. Hopefully that information was useful to you. Now, guys, for those of you guys shopping around or looking to get into your next vehicle, whether it was leased or financed, make sure to contact Pedro. He definitely services nationwide and can deliver the car to your home, to your workplace, to your next birthday party, wherever it is that you want it at, it'll be delivered out there. And always remember that he always deals with the manufacturer's bank, and he runs his own numbers and tailors everything to your needs. With that being said, guys, I hope you loved the information on this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with family and friends. And until the next episode on Keeping It Real with Credit, peace.